going to add to it again. I'm going to read this and kind of discuss the achievements that this guy's had, but I want to tell you that this guy's been a friend of mine for a long time. I sent him a picture earlier this week. I texted it to him and he didn't get it, but I showed it to him this morning. Back in 1991, he moved to Port St. Lucie from the Tampa area to be closer with his 3 sisters and his Hall of Fame brother, Kurt Wicks. Growing up, he'd always had an interest in bowling, but never bowled in a league until he moved here. Then one day, Kurt asked him if he wanted to join a men's league because one of their bowlers broke his leg. Thank you, Richard Swartz. The team at the time was made up of much older guys in their 40s and 50s, John Scolo and Tony Florio. There was another guy that wasn't as old named John Chandler on the team. Fast forward 20 plus years and all of a sudden he's amongst the old guys. He's been fortunate over the years to have been able to shoot some big series and 300 games bowling, not only in the men's leagues but also in mixed leagues with his siblings, which is the reason that he's here today. At one point, had all 5 kids and mom bowling in the same league. Along the way, there have been many people that he's met and memories from bowling, and none stick out in his mind more than his teammate Tony on lanes 25 and 6 over in Stewart. The dent on the wall remained until the remodel was recently completed. Thank you, Tony, for taking the time to write the letter to nominate him for this today, and thank you to all the young and upcoming bowlers for not being old enough yet to allow me into the Hall of Fame. Thank you. I want to go over some of his accomplishments. 800 series, he has 7 of them. 300 series, 6 of them. 300 games, 6 of them. 299 games, 3 of them. 298 games, 3. 11 in a row, 6. High season average, 226. Overall average over 15 years in 22 leagues, 213. County champion in 2004 for the team. Dan Lindus, Kurt Wicks, Larry Lemon, Phil Downey Jr., and John Scolo. Phil wants to tell you something, Dan, real quick, but if you can start working your way up here. I know you just had a little surgery and it may take you a minute, but come on up.
Just a quick story about Danny. I've got a little presentation for him. You know Danny, you know he's a character. He got quite the sense of humor. I always teased him. He always came in, walking in, whether it was league or a state tournament in Tampa, carrying 2 balls under his arm, his shoes in his fingers, and his equipment bag under his arm. And I always asked him, I said, Danny, why do you do that? He says, well, it's like this, Junior. He says, if I come in with a fancy bag and everything, he says, everybody looks at me, they think I'm some hotshot pro bowler. He said, and I stink. He goes, everybody's disappointed in me and looks at me disappointed, and he says, I don't want to go through that. I'd rather walk in like an unorganized chump and bowl bad, nobody expects or looks at me any different. He said, if I happen to do good, I look like a hero. But anyways, just with that being said, back in 2001, I believe it was, on a Tuesday night in the Stewart League over there, Kegler League, bowling with Johnny Scolo, Kurt Wicks, and Tony Florio. Danny had a game, he started the first 3 in a row. Then it happened, his lanes broke down. He had to move to the other end of the house. Somehow he went down, managed to get lined up, no practice, no balls in between, continued to strike all the way up until the 9th frame. 9th frame, he got up there, started to feel the nerves, went Brooklyn, threw a bad shot, went Brooklyn, somehow it carried. He finished off in the 9th and 10th, pulled it through, knees buckling, but he managed to finish the game. That next week, the Wednesday night league that I'm around, he bowled that as well with his family, like Kevin said. And he had quite a crowd hanging around him, because like I said, you know, he tried to keep everything low key. He had quite the crowd hanging around him. I went up to him and said, Danny, you're a celebrity now. I had to bust his chops a little bit. I said, look at his finest newspaper article. Did you see this? I said, can I have your autograph? I said, in case someday you become somebody famous, at least I can say I knew you back when. He goes, sure, Junior, give me a pen. So I got him a pen. He autographed it, and I said, thank you very much. I'm going to put this in the archives. I can say I knew you back at your early beginning. And he just laughed, and we had a good time that night. Well, about a month ago, I was moving, and I was going through some old boxes in the attic, and I came across that article with the signature, and at this time, I'd like to present that to Danny with the scores, autographed. so he can have it to cherish or pass down to his kids so he'll always remember this day. Congratulations, Danny. You've been a great teammate and a great friend on and off the lane like a brother. Congratulations to Mark County Hall of Fame. Thank you for your time.
Danny, it gives us a really, really great pleasure to welcome you to the Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Wait a second. I'm sorry, just give us just a minute.
I'm not big on speeches, but I look around at the people up here and, boy, I'm among some pretty good bowlers. That's it. Thank you. Thank you, Tony, for taking the time to nominate me. My mom, my brother, my girlfriend, everybody that's here, my sister, brother-in-law. I'll go on all day. That's it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, if I could have all the inductees stand up and have one more round of applause for them all. Okay, I think we've got some bowling to do, so I think that's what's up next. Thanks, everyone.